Welcome to the Diaries podcast, episode 18. Something a little bit different today. A shorter episode, as you can probably tell. If you're looking at the video of this podcast, you can see we've got a little bit different setup today. That mostly arises from the fact that I was just too lazy to get out the couch.
Which you do get on your own.
Right. All the time, with one hand. So what we're wanting to talk about today, obviously the big story of the week is the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant. John and I are at that age where we remember the twilight years of Kobe's career in great detail. Even as little kids, like, we knew who Kobe was just by virtue of his legendary ability on the basketball court and truly what he meant beyond basketball too. The Mamba mentality and how that transcends to different sports, to different occupations. So we just wanted to take this time. I didn't really feel like talking about anything else sports related, just because it was, I don't know, just felt kind of insignificant going up against Kobe. But do you want to start? What did Kobe mean to you, John?
Oh boy. As a kid, I wasn't a big basketball fan. Elementary school, middle school. Well, middle school I played. Elementary school I didn't. Didn't ever make the team, was never good enough. Short, fat, was in the band. Not that that's probably no. But I knew of Kobe. I was a trash can baller. The thing you say is Kobe. I don't know if you saw in the memorial of some dude bringing a literal trash can to the memorial. Because that's just what you do. And that kind of shows his influence both on and off the court. Because though he is regarded as one of the best, Michael Jordan is a statue. But you don't say Jordan when you're shooting a trash can shot. That's just a small detail that means so much to so many people. You know to say Kobe. And I knew to say Kobe. And both on and off the court, he influenced me to be a stronger player, person, and just his ability to strengthen his mind, I guess, through this Mamba mentality. But before it was even called that, just perseverance, struggle.
I think that's one of the big things, like, obviously with all these pieces and with all these videos coming out this past week, and, like, people knew about, like, his maniacal work ethic, and, like, the lengths that he would go to train for, a season, both mentally and physically. But some of the stuff that he would do is just crazy.
Right.
I mean, waking up people in the middle of the night to come rebound for him. And that was like a normal occurrence, like all the time. The amount of time and dedication that he would put into his craft. And I think, like, when I was mentioning, it goes not only to other sports beyond basketball, but just beyond sports, is because you can, like, that work ethic, like, that's applicable anywhere. And that truly adds to, like, his legendary status, which is, I think, what you were getting at. The perseverance, like, all that stuff is applicable beyond basketball. And I think that's why this is such a tragic, kind of like world-altering event. It seems like, because it seems like to me that the world kind of just stopped on Sunday.
It was just weird.
Weird, yeah. When I did not leave my dorm room once I heard that. It was just weird.
It's just unbelievable. I still can't even believe it happened. Like, it's just like I'm about to wake up.
Yeah, it's just, it is a weird dream, and I think part of that is because Kobe felt immortal.
Yeah.
He just, like, I can just picture him, just because he would go to the Lakers games sometimes. You'd see him around, like, on TV, like, at different events and stuff.
He's just always there.
He's just always there, and he seems like he would be the guy to be around the game until he was, 70. Like, you see Bill Russell at games sometimes, like some of those old greats. Kobe just seemed like he was always going to be around. It's just weird.
Right, and I don't know if you saw, but watched the Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon, and what he had to say was awesome. That's kind of what really opened my eyes a little bit, and he shared this really cool story that him and Kobe had of this time when they were young. Kobe just got into the league. They didn't know each other. Didn't know who each other was. It was a cool story, but you know, he said something along the lines of he thought he was going to live forever, and it just, I don't know, it just seemed that way. I guess, like, I don't know. You don't ever think someone's just going to, you know, pass like that.
Yeah.
And that was the last thing I was thinking on Sunday, you know.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think the part that, like, it took a while for it to sink in, and I was locked to the TV, like, watching all these tributes come in and, like, waiting for it to seem real. And the part that hit me the hardest, like, I was okay in terms of, like, I wasn't crying or anything, probably because it hadn't sunk in yet. But then, like, when the news about Gianna came in and the pictures of Kobe and Gianna together, like the looks on their face, like how much love they had. Obviously, father-daughter, that's one of the most special relationships in the world. But like that bond especially, that's when I kind of lost it. And just, kept on. I couldn't get it out of my head, like the helicopter ride and like that group on the helicopter, Gianna and Kobe. Like I can't even begin. I don't want to think about like those last moments. And that's the part that gets me teared up, is that whole father-daughter relationship. And like, she was mini Kobe, you know, like watching her highlight tapes and watching her play and just her attitude that's heartbreaking to me.
Yeah. And even the others on the helicopter, you know, I think they go a little unnoticed, but it's a tragic day for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so many people involved.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about, we were kind of coming of age, getting into basketball kind of at the tail end of Kobe's career. I mean, obviously like every other kid, had a poster of Kobe in my room.
Well, for me, I was a Celtics guy, so
that's how I was gonna.
Ray Allen, Paul George.
Yeah.
Paul George. Paul Pierce.
Yeah. That 2010 NBA Finals is like the first NBA Finals. That was like what? When we were 11, 12, so like beginning of middle school. That was when I like the first NBA Finals that I remember in vivid detail. Like that Lakers-Celtics Finals.
Yeah.
That was a great series. Pierce, Rondo, Garnett. That was a loaded Celtics team. And the Lakers won.
Absolutely.
That was good status. They were replaying Kobe's final game on ESPN. I think that was Monday night.
Yeah, I saw that.
Man, chills. You know, that whole time. You can argue all you want, and there were people that argued in the aftermath of that game. 60 points on whatever 50 shots, like so what? Like he's hoisting up shots, but there was something special about that game. The people that were in the crowd, that fourth quarter.
Well, it didn't matter how many shots he shot. It did not matter. He could have shot 100 and gotten 60 points, and it still would have been the deal it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we mentioned it was going to be a short pod. I just wanted to reflect. I wanted to get your reaction on Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Just a weird event, and one of those things that unfortunately is going to be like a hallmark of our era. And 2020 kind of sucks so far.
Just like the worst 3 weeks of my life.
I want to go back.
It's definitely started off horribly, but
just like in a worldwide sense, like I'm not even talking about like individually. Like I'm okay, 2020, but like in terms of like the worldwide events,
literally World War III almost happening. What?
The coronavirus is gonna kill us all.
Coronavirus is horrible.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's wild. College basketball in full swing. We're hoping to get more walk-ons on the show. We got a couple lined up. Really, I don't think we've talked about how I get these walk-ons to come on the show. There's a couple that like follow us on Twitter that see our pods and then that reach out to us. And there's some guys that I just either see on TV. I see them like celebrating wildly, like the Pantelis from DePaul. Saw him like on an FS1 broadcast, found out his name, and then DM'd him. He's like, yeah, well, come on. That's how it's about 50-50 between that and then guys seeing the pod and then coming on. But hopefully getting a couple more guys on the pod.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. We need to get a guy on.
Maybe next week we need to.
We've been straying a little bit far from walk-on stuff. There's been a lot of stuff going on in our defense.
It's true. It is true. A lot of things happening.
A lot of things happening.
Sports are crazy right now.
Yeah.
The world is crazy right now. Everything's crazy.
But when the world is crazy, I think that's when people can turn to sports. You know,
Yeah.
like it's a good release. It's a good escape. Unfortunately, with Kobe, that's the nexus of sports and real world tragedy, and so there's no really other place to go. No outlet.
Just sit at home.
Yeah. Anything else about Kobe before we wrap it up?
No. I mean, just horrible for everybody affected, directly and indirectly. I mean, I'd say we're indirectly. I didn't know him personally, but
No.
Obviously it's affected us. We're here doing an episode about it. And I'm sure it's affected people who've never even watched a game of basketball. It's still one of those things that just affects everybody. So.
Rest in peace, Bean. This has been episode 18 of the Walk On Diaries podcast. A little bit changing the schedule. We're going to start recording on Thursdays and then posting, hopefully, on either Monday evenings or Tuesday mornings. So stay tuned about that. Keep an eye on our social media. Make sure to like, share. Have a great week.